Welcome, basketball fans, to 2K Sports. I'm Damon Bruce. It's Monday Night Basketball. It's going to be Russell Westbrook and the Oklahoma City Thunder up against Brandon Knight and the Detroit Pistons. And things are about ready, so let's head on out to Kevin, Clark, and Steve for the call in Detroit.
It's interconference time for the Thunder as they come in as the visiting team. The excitement of the NBA is on the way. I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by Doris Burke courtside. Next to me, Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr in the booth. Right now, the Pistons are back in town for just one game and looking to play well for their home fans. This is a team showing a better record this year over last. This was their goal, and it's coming to fruition so far.
You know, for the Pistons, they've not really done anything to distinguish themselves this year. I mean, they haven't been terrible, but they haven't been very good either.
And this is kind of the worst place to be in the NBA, Clark, just in the middle of the road. I mean, you're not good, you're not bad, you're just sort of mediocre. So this team, I think, has to make some changes.
And checking out Oklahoma City's opening lineup, courtesy of our friends at State Farm. Russell Westbrook out there with Martin. Then there's Ronnie Brewer. Then it's Ibaka. And it's Durant in at the 4 slot. And for Detroit, they've got Tristan Thompson. Chris Humphries is out there with Hickson. Then there's Avery Bradley. And it's Knight in at the point guard position. The Pistons shooting their first free throws here tonight.
Well, this is a club that shot 75% as a team from the free throw line last season.
Detroit is a team that turned some heads early last season. It came out of the gate strong and overall seemed to grow as a unit, particularly in their play at home.
Here's Durant, and it's Bradley with the rebound. Detroit's gone 1 or 2 from long range in the first quarter.
And you might not typically mention blocks as the key to a win, but I think you do in this case. They were really dominant defensively.
Well, when you come up with as many denials as they did, rejections that is, it's impossible not to mention. I mean, it was a great game for them defensively.
Clark, you mentioned the Pistons at home. They carved out that defensive identity for Coach Lawrence Frank once again, and it helped them put up the 18 and 15 mark they did here last season.
And I like what they did, Kevin, because this has always been a franchise that has prided itself on defense, going way back to the Bad Boys, and even the last few years with Ben Wallace. So this is a team that's shaping up identity-wise. The fans like it. We'll see if they're able to translate all that defense into a playoff appearance this year. This is why you need size inside, the ability to contest shots and force misses.
Steve, that's exactly right. Even when you get in close, it's still a tough shot.
We'll go to Doris Burke, who spoke with head coach Lawrence Frank. What's the news, Doris?
His team lost the first matchup earlier in the season against this Thunder team, but he's taking it in stride. Coach said when you play a team with arguably the best scorer on earth in Durant, you're not going to win every time out. We just need to keep a level head and keep playing our game. Let's see if they can do just that, guys.
Thanks a lot, Doris.
I just got to say this. I mean, the Thunder fans have really been spoiled since the team moved to Oklahoma City. 4 years in, and they've made the playoffs in all but the first season.
That's a shot that he sometimes struggles with, but you can't fault him for taking it when the defense backs off like that.
He has such a great feel for how a missed shot is going to come off the rim. Really plays those angles well. That's exactly why he consistently beats defenders to the ball.
Now here's Westbrook. He had 19 points in the win against Cleveland.
And Kevin, a remarkable night for him passing the ball, just racking up the assists.
No time wasted getting back off the ground when he got his hands on the ball. I like that quickness of jump.
And that's the idea, right? You know, take it back up strong.
Yeah, of course. I mean, no reason to hold on to it any longer than you have to.
Hickson with the bucket.
Hickson with the basket.
Hickson's got his second bucket of the game to go. Back to Oklahoma City, made the playoffs, gone deep more often than not. And talk about winning over a city when they relocated Steve from Seattle. They have done that and more.
Well, that city has really embraced the franchise, Kevin, and it helps when you've got guys like Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook, who are not only phenomenal players to watch, but really good people who the community can embrace. So I think the love affair between the team and the community is going to last a long time. Well, he did a nice job of getting himself into just enough of an open area to find that spot for his shot.
Shot's good by Durant.
Man, he makes a lot of tremendous plays at that end of the court. We see it from him every game.
Knight against Westbrook. Knight dishes to Thompson. Pass to Bradley. A three ball. No good. And Oklahoma City will go with it the other way. They're getting their second look at Detroit in this one.
Yeah, that was not an easy win for them last time out, but they took advantage of their consistency at the free throw line, and that was the difference.
And Clark, you're talking about free throws. You can't discount that either.
You're right, Kevin. On the contrary, making those free throws, that's something that can really separate you from opponents, especially come playoff time.
And the Thunder making a switch here. Collison's out there. That's good. Hickson's got 6.
That's where you like to get shots, inside and close to the hoop.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Thunder. Coming into this, having notched a win against Cleveland in their last game.
Well, watching that game, Kevin, you couldn't help but think it was going to be their night, as well as everybody on the team was shooting the ball.
No question about it, Steve. I mean, you're not going to lose too many games where you have multiple players getting locked in like they were.
And the Pistons making a change here. Anderson's checked in. Martin the pass to Westbrook. Back to Martin. Just 5 to shoot. Overnight. And it's Martin missing. The Pistons have gone 6 of 10 from the field in this ballgame.
Well, what you love about Kevin Martin is just the efficiency offensively. He makes a lot of three-pointers, and he gets to the line at will. He's quick, and he develops angles on his drives where he draws a lot of contact, forcing the officials to call fouls.
And here's Martin. Brandon Knight getting it to go from deep. Again, Martin missing.
Well, you know what? You really expect him to knock that jumper down when he gets a good look like that.
And here's Anderson from the arc. And the rebound goes to the Thunder. And going back to what you said about Kevin Martin, Steve, 2 seasons ago, he was 3rd in the league in three-pointers made. And Clark, he was 1st in the league in free throws made. What in the world's happened to this guy?
Yeah, that's the most unusual combination you'll see statistically, I think, Kevin. You don't get fouled much when you're shooting from the outside, but he has a tremendous knack when he's healthy and at his best for getting into the paint and drawing fouls, too.
Now here's Westbrook. Brandon Knight missing his last shot. Oklahoma City moving the ball around. Cuts it 5. And it's Martin again missing.
A very rough quarter for him as not much is falling right now.
To the middle. Takes it right up. And Brandon Knight the bucket on the assist by Hickson. Knight's got 11 points. Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
Outside Durant. Tries to snap the cold streak. And it's Bradley with the rebound. Bradley's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Knight against Martin. Here's Bradley. It's hauled in by Collison.
Nice early advantage for them on the glass, guys.
You know, part of rebounding well early is just going after the ball and boxing out. I mean, establishing that tone so that you can maintain it later in the game.
That's good. That's 7 points for Russell Westbrook.
A great move to the hoop, capped off with the finger roll. He's an outstanding finisher in close.
Gets it to go.
Well, another uncontested 3 there. They've got to make some kind of an adjustment. I mean, they're giving up way too many open 3s.
Well, the last 5 hoops, 3 have come off wide open three-pointers, Clark. So it's one thing to give up 1, but you start giving three-pointers up in bunches, you're in big trouble.
Offensive rebound. That's good.
Textbook offensive rebounding right there. I love that. Those putbacks are buckets any team loves to get.
Back to Hickson. Pass to Brantley. Now the pass to Thompson. An easy 2 points on the layup. And the Pistons lead by 4. Thunder shooting 47% here so far. Westbrook kicks to Martin. Right side, Martin. Good. Martin's got 5 points so far.
Now they've got to offer more resistance inside. Just too many easy buckets in the paint.
Yeah, Stephen, that's the top priority for any defense. You got to protect the paint.
Hickson kicks to Knight. Knight gets a screen from Hickson. Goes up off the pick. A nice first quarter of play we've seen. Plenty of offense so far.
25.
Tune in next Sunday. Well, it's been a tight one so far as we get the second quarter going back here. And what stands out to you from the Pistons so far in this one?
And I'm just so impressed with the long-range shooting. They have really lit it up from outside.
Yeah, the sharp shooting from deep, a big part of their lead, and they're playing with confidence and shooting it well.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. On the floor for Detroit, we've got Jordan Crawford, Robin Lopez out there with Humphries. Then there's Nick Young. And let's now go to the sideline. We'll catch up here with Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, one thing we've seen from Kevin Durant over the last few seasons has been a marked improvement in his defense. And that was really a challenge that was issued to him from Thunder coach Scott Brooks. I said, Kevin, if you want to be an elite player in this league, you can't do it on one end. You are going to be known as one of the best scorers in the game. If you want to be known as something more than that, you have to play both ends. Guys, Durant has taken that challenge head on.
And with his length and athleticism, he has all the tools. Doris, thank you. And they take the lead. Lamb's got 4 this quarter.
And all 10 of their last points have come inside the paint, so defensively you've got to make an adjustment.
Yeah, and you got to do a little more to stop it, too. I mean, it's coming way too easy for them. At some points, you just got to buck up and say it's not going to happen.
Humphries with the bucket.
Got to be very careful with this team. They can be really strong inside if they get good position.
Well, you give up that kind of deep position, Steve, you're done. It's over.
Here's Fisher looking for his first bucket of the game. He dishes it to Lamb. Shot, high post. The shot is off. And it's Detroit the other way.
And with the Thunder, this is Scott Brooks' first head coaching opportunity. There's no question he's made the most of it. He was coach of the year back in 2010. And that team has so much stability as an organization, but also as a coaching staff and as a roster. They seem to be getting better and better every year.
Good.
Well, it takes a certain skill to be able to spot up and knock down a shot, and that's something that Jeremy Lamb does awfully well. He's got a beautiful stroke, and with that size and length, he can shoot right over the top of the defense.
Yeah, he is a long-range shooter. Wasn't as consistent shooting the 3 his second year at UConn, but nonetheless, this guy has the ability to be an outstanding shooter and scorer in the NBA.
Easy shot, and the shot is good. And the Pistons lead by 2. And for Coach Brooks, you really have to appreciate, Steve, the way he's gotten all the players to buy into being unselfish, that defensive first mentality.
Yeah, no question. And give the general manager credit, too, for putting together a group of guys who are high character and who already have that gene in them to really want the team to do well. Led, of course, by Kevin Durant, the superstar who is also the backbone of this club, Russell Westbrook as well. But Brooks deserves a lot of credit. He's put this together and he's made it work, and really a nice situation in Oklahoma City.
Now Jackson, after Jeremy Lamb's 3-pointer that didn't go.
Ill-advised shot selection right there, Clark.
It really was. I mean, very low percentage shot there.
Feeds it to Crawford. Fires from deep. Count that one. Now it's a 5-point Piston lead.
And there he goes. He didn't get a 3 in the first, but starting to look for it here.
Well, the staple for Lawrence Frank has been the defensive philosophy that he's held over the years. And, of course, he was Doc Rivers' main assistant in Boston 2 seasons ago. And he brought that Celtic-style defense with him to Detroit, forcing everything baseline into help.
Here's Crawford. Kevin Durant picking up that last basket. Shot's good from Young. And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Crawford against Jackson. Back to Martin. Crawford with the rebound. Thinking about that, Steve, I remember a Frank quote from last year where he called Detroit a no-middle, no-paint team. Clark, certainly coincides with what Steve just said and what I'm sure you want to talk about.
Well, I think it goes with the whole mentality of the franchise, Steve. For so long, they've been the pinnacle of team defense. And it's nice to see them looking to get back to that under Frank. And for a point guard, you love LUV, that finish. Wow.
Yeah, he's really been able to get off his feet and sky. Something to watch.
Incredible athleticism, both laterally and vertically.
And it's Martin again missing.
He hit a 3 in the first, but so far has been unable to capitalize here in this quarter.
And how about what Chris Humphries has been through the last couple of years? Not only emerging as a really good NBA player, but the celebrity marriage and quick divorce took so much heat, was routinely booed throughout the NBA. I think fans just kind of having fun with it, but couldn't have been that fun for him.
Time called here. The Thunder decide to talk it over. And you mentioned the heat Humphries took from the fans. Credit him for playing through it and turning it into another productive season.
Yeah, he certainly did that. The highest scoring and rebounding averages of his career, Kevin.
And the Pistons, an entirely new group now out there. Then for the Thunder, Serge Ibaka has checked in for Collison. Brewer comes in for Kevin Martin. And Russell Westbrook is subbed in for Reggie Jackson. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
You look at how dominant Russell Westbrook is statistically in just about every facet of the game. And the scary part is he's still learning how to play point guard. He was a 2-guard at UCLA, and really kind of a combo guard his first year in the league, but he's handling the ball and distributing and doing a better job than ever before.
Lamb, he's checked in for DeAndre Liggins. Here's Hickson.
And now, guys, still early in the second quarter, and that's his second foul. I'd be anxious to see if they leave him in here.
And he's got his first free throw of the game.
And, guys, that was an element of his game that he could not get turned around. I mean, he was really in a funk. And it lasted all season.
And the Thunder making a switch here. Jones is checked in. Thunder trailing by 6. Got a piece of it. Westbrook against Knight. From about 19 feet, Westbrook can't get it to go. To talk about Westbrook's upside, still in his early 20s. He's yet to even enter his prime. And the kid has expanded his game each and every season.
And that's what I like about him. I know he's had some critics, and some of the criticism is justified, but it's over the top in many cases. And you've got to keep in mind the big picture. This is a young, developing point guard who has already accomplished an awful lot in what I think is going to be an all-NBA type career. Solid job by them on the glass here tonight. +8 in rebounds.
Well, you have to rebound to win, and that's exactly what's happening right now.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to Doris Burke for an update. Hi, Doris.
Well, Kevin, last season, for the first time in 6 years, the Detroit Pistons were in the top half of teams in fast break points. A change in philosophy. Point guard Brandon Knight said, as much as we can, we want to push it. But even that starts with defense. You can't get into transition when you're taking the ball out of the net the entire game. And guys, that's where the Pistons are looking to improve. A bottom 5 or 6 defensive team over the last 3 seasons. If they can get stops, they'll be even more effective getting out in transition.
They've got the young legs to play up tempo, Doors. It's all about making that commitment. And here is Knight following Jeremy Lamb's 3.
And one of the keys for this team is securing defensive rebounds. Keep them off the offensive glass.
Well, that's the period for the sentence of your defense, rebounding the ball.
Now here's Bradley. A 17-point game for him in the win against.
Down there, man. Major glass eating that time, fellas.
That's just the kind of aggressive basketball he's known for.
Yeah, it seems like we see that play from him almost every night. An offensive board that ends with a slam.
That was a great angle we just saw, courtesy of Sprite. Here's Lamb. He kicks to Jones. Gets it to go.
Boy, every time they drop it in, they do so from close range. Easy baskets.
Yeah, high percentage looks time and time again, guys, and it's paying off for them. The way they're playing this game, I like their strategy.
Brewer issues to Jones. Brewer, Oklahoma City moving the ball around. And it's Westbrook. That time on the assist by Brewer. And that's now 11 points for Russell Westbrook. 4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. But Trey, rebounded by Lamb. Lamb's got his 3rd rebound on the night.
Well, after knocking down 3 3-pointers last quarter, he's starting to lose the range a little bit.
Kicks it to Westbrook. Wide open look. Jump shot is good that time. Westbrook's got 13 points.
Soft defense right there. Way too soft.
Good if it goes. Rejected by Westbrook. And the first. Half is one.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
And it's been great basketball going on in Detroit. It'll be the Bulls out at United Center again.
And it's been a back and forth game so far with no ground given through the first. 3rd quarter starting here now. Well, you look at Russell Westbrook in this game, he has been everywhere.
Now, it's been nothing but positive for this team. The way he's been really selective with his shot making, he's been very unselfish. I think this has been an efficient performance for him.
I agree with you, Steve. Very few questionable decisions, if any, from him, as he has always looked for the best shot every trip down the floor. I mean, I like the fact that he's judicious in his approach.
Second half is underway, and here's who Scott Brooks has got on the floor. Durant is out there with Ibaka. Then there's Russell Westbrook. Then there's Ronnie Brewer. And it's Martin in at the shooting guard. Here's Bradley. Second chance shot. A shot by Hickson, no good. Thunder trailing by 6. Martin attacking. And the defense didn't have position. They whistle a blocking foul, and he'll go to the line.
Yeah. Terrific one-on-one scorer, able to break down defenders and make something out of nothing.
Yeah, it's really a nice blend of balance and creativity. It puts you on your heels, stops on a dime, and he can drain it on you before you recover.
Chris Humphries has checked in for Detroit.
He's one of the best free throw shooters in the league, and this game no different. He's making each trip to the line count.
Crawford kicks to Thompson. Clock at 6. He feeds it to Hickson. Westbrook with the steal. And even 3-on-3 break. Here's Martin. Great touch on the 16-footer. Martin's got 4 points this quarter.
And they get one to go now after missing their first 3 shots. Maybe this will kick them into gear.
Well, you can see it happening. You knew the Thunder were poised for a deep playoff run last year after coming up short to the Mavericks in 2011. They made quick work of them in the first round last year.
That doesn't go on the chance to tie.
1 for 5 on offense. A slow start here in the second half.
Right side, Martin. That's tipped. Crawford with the steal. Now here's Bradley, the fast break opportunity. Crawford passes to Humphries. Back to Crawford. There's the 3. And Ronnie Brewer picks up the foul. That's his first foul. And now around 2 minutes gone by in this half. Here's Bradley. Drains it from beyond the arc. Bradley's got 11 points. Looking back on that series, Clark, it was a bit of a statement from the Thunder to go out and sweep the defending champions. Had a couple close games in there. But to do it in Dallas, I thought, with a Game 4 series clinching win was pretty impressive. I know, Steve, you thought so as well.
Oh, no question. And then, of course, they followed that up by beating the Lakers and then San Antonio before finally losing to Miami in the finals. So you look at that murderer's row of opponents that they had to face in the playoffs, and to win 3 series, pretty remarkable.
For 3, Durant. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. Westbrook's got assist number 5 here tonight. And the Pistons decide to take their first timeout right here.
You know, sometimes, guys, with new ownership, drastic changes are made. But the Pistons pretty much held firm last year, although they did add Lawrence Frank as their head coach, who did a nice job. But I think Detroit is really looking to keep this core group of young players together and see if they can develop.
Looking at who's out there now for the Pistons. Nick Young's checked in for Avery Bradley. And it's Brandon Knight in for Jordan Crawford. And Oklahoma City with a change here, too. Nick Collison's checked in for Serge Ibaka. Young dishes to Knight. Hits it from three-point range. Knight's got 14 points. Third quarter, guys, and this has been a neck-and-neck game.
Sure has been. I mean, guys, momentum is hard to come by in this one. I mean, it seems like one team gets the lead and then the other one storms right back.
Yeah, that is evidenced by the 8 lead changes we've seen so far.
And Brewer kicks to Durant. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. Back to Detroit. It always seems to be their MO throughout the various sports. Get a solid core and grow out from there.
Yeah, it's called organic growth. You know, the Pistons really haven't made a big splash in free agency, at least in the NBA. The Pistons have always gathered their talent through the draft, and that's worked for them.
Looking at who's out there now for the Thunder. Serge Ibaka has checked in for Collison. Cephalosha comes in for Ronnie Brewer. And Derek Fisher is subbed in for Russell Westbrook. And Fisher kicks to Martin. Takes a 3, but they recover it. Here's Durant. 18 feet away, and he knocks it down. Durant's got 15.
Tell you what, when it comes to hitting shots from the mid-range, they've shown a clear advantage in that area.
Well, it's not the most efficient shot, but you can't argue with the results that we're seeing. They're doing a nice job knocking them down.
It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Here's Fisher. It's blocked. Durant against Knight. Drills it from outside. He's got 17.
He looks good, getting it done consistently from deep.
Steve, I know you love the 3-ball, and he's been sharp, kind of like Steve Kerr used to be.
Some nice passing by Oklahoma City here. Ibaka, covered by Humphries, gets the bucket. Ibaka's got his second basket. And Clark, a great competitive game so far.
Yeah, tit for tat. I mean, back and forth, plenty of lead changes, and excellent play.
These two teams, guys, look so evenly matched to me. I think this could go right down to the wire.
They're running out of time. Fisher with the ball. And it's Knight picking him up. Humphries with the steal. All alone. Rebounded by Cephalosha. The Thunder with the lead.
Now you talk about Pistons head coach Lawrence Frank. He has a reputation for hard work, very meticulous. Not a guy who had a big pedigree in his basketball career to lean on, so he really made his way with hard work and determination.
Here's Fisher. Still looking to get on the scoreboard. Our timeout called by Oklahoma City. And Lawrence Frank, as you mentioned, Steve, not a guy who played the game at a high level. Do you think that's a disadvantage for him?
Well, it just depends. I mean, you know, if you can prove to your players that you're worthy of being their coach, then they don't care if you played or not. And I think that's the case with Lawrence Frank. I mean, the players see how hard he works. They see his passion for the game. They see how smart he is. So, look out!
I can't imagine that we'll see one better than that tonight.
I'm with you on that, aren't you, Steve?
Oh, yeah, I'd be shocked if we saw something more entertaining than that one.
And that was with Sprite, bringing you the close-up on that big-time play. Fires the three. And Westbrook pulls it down. The Thunder have gone at a pretty good shooting pace. They're 6 of 13 from the field here in the third. Martin for three.
I think he's been fighting his shot a little bit. He's not getting many of them to drop right now.
On its way from Young for two. Knocks down the step-back J. Young's got 4 points this quarter.
Boy, these teams really battling it out. This is a great game.
A bag full of lead changes. This has been fun to watch.
It's Westbrook with the drive. Overnight. And again, it's Russell Westbrook. Westbrook's got 17 now.
You know, he's given them a nice scoring option through most of this game.
Ryan Anderson out of Cal Berkeley, last season's most improved player. He's a guy who's just gotten better and better since he came into the league, and he's finally starting to get the minutes to really show what he can do.
Reggie Jackson's checked in for Oklahoma City. Kevin Martin, he's checked in for the Thunder. Durant, the pass to Westbrook. Jackson. Outside Martin. From the arc. Rebound by the Pistons. Anderson's got rebound number 5 here tonight. And for Ryan Anderson, the two pillars of his game were his rebounding and Steve's great three-point shooting.
Well, and Kevin, he's not shy with that three-pointer. We know that. He's got that quick release, and at his height, it's tough to challenge that shot. And he's an excellent offensive rebounder. He's got a knack for scoring. Anytime he's around the basket, he finds a way to that ball.
Here's Knight. A three-pointer is right on target. Knight's got 20.
A lot of the points they've given up have come on open threes like that one. And that has to be disconcerting and frustrating to their coach.
Well, they should know better. I mean, they read the scouting report. You can't leave these guys wide open on the perimeter.
Westbrook drives in. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
The thing that I like about Russell Westbrook is that he steadily improves each year. You know, he's so devastating as a penetrator and a finisher in transition. And his jump shot is getting better, too. He's not elite, but it's gotten to the point where he can hit it consistently. And that's why he's such an amazing scorer.
And the Thunder making a switch here. Lamb's checked in. Anderson's shot is off. The Thunder shooting 47% from the field in the third. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Yet to miss a free throw here in the second half, guys.
And you love that efficiency from the foul line, Steve. Really can help you maintain a lead and win a game.
And so he hits both. There's 18 seconds left in the third. Here's Teletovic. That's good. The assist that time from Knight.
And the damage they're doing from three-point range here in the second half is amazing.
Yeah, I mean, they're always a threat to spray home some threes now, but not like this.
Here's Teletovic. Oh, he put it down!
In a count.
What a shot! At the buzzer! And as we conclude the...
On tap.
So as we get rolling here in the fourth quarter, let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke, for our Sprite uncontainable game. Doris?
Well, Kevin, our uncontainable game in this one, the stretch by the Pistons. No signs of them slowing up at all as they are sharp and keep finding ways to extend their lead. Not a lot of teams in this league can pull off a dominating performance like this one.
Thanks, Doris. And guys, when you can put together that sort of streak that builds the momentum in a big way for your team, it's something.
Always, Kevin. I mean, it's impossible for a stretch like that not to influence the outcome of a game.
You know, when you're on the wrong side of a run like that, there's not a whole lot you can do. We'll see soon enough if that's indeed what makes the difference today.
Avery Bradley is out there with Brandon Knight. And there's Hickson. Then it's Chris Humphries. And it's Thompson in at small forward. That's the group for Detroit right now. And it's Westbrook again missing. Here's Bradley. Drills the three-pointer. Now it's a 7-point Piston lead.
That's games, this offense is cooking.
Yeah, it's rolling, really rolling. And defensively, they kept collapsing, Steve, and leaving them open. So now they're in trouble. They're in a real dilemma now. Nice little lead they're enjoying here, and they deserve it with all the work they put in on the glass.
Yeah, big margin for them in the rebounding department. They've completely dominated the boards here.
Gets it to go. Bradley's got 5 points in the quarter. Thunder trailing by 9. Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
Fisher dishes to Durant. Good.
Kevin, that's a dangerous time to go cold here in the fourth quarter, so he's going to have to find the range.
Knight against Fisher. And it's blocked by Ibaka. The dish to Westbrook. Over Humphries. And Westbrook gets it to go on the assist from Derek Fisher. Fisher's got his 3rd assist on the night. And there's the feed to Bradley. Back to Knight. Lets it go from deep. Another 3 for Detroit.
I'll tell you what, with the 3-pointers flowing, this defense is really struggling right now.
Yeah, it's a big differential in points off of threes, and they've got to do a better job of closing out defensively.
And Durant.
Oh, man, that was unreal. Mark it up. Don't do that to him. That was fantastic. Wow.
And Clark, the degree of difficulty.
Major.
That was amazing.
And there's the call on Durant. That's his 3rd foul of the game. Kevin Martin, he's checked in for Derek Fisher. Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation.
Well, that's a quality look there. Defense a bit late.
And 2 straight now from long range, putting up points in a hurry, Clark.
Outside Martin. The 3. They'll get another chance.
Early on, he tried to shoot his way out of this funk, but later in the game now, he might want to just give it up and look for his teammates to do the scoring.
Well, it's interesting. This Oklahoma City team has gotten better and better. And now it's to the point where every year the expectations are for the Thunder to pretty much get out of the West and maybe win the championship. Not easy to play with that kind of burden.
Time called here. The Thunder decide to talk it over. Last season, though, when you talk about expectations, the Thunders have to be pleased with what they were able to accomplish.
And Kevin, you know, with the way the Thunder played in the postseason, it was obvious that the expectations didn't bother them at all.
And while I'm sure there's some disappointment that they weren't able to win at all, losing to the Heat in 5 in a series where Oklahoma City was actually favored.
Yeah.
I think in the big picture, you have to appreciate how far they've come in such a short time.
Yep.
The future, obviously, very bright in OKC.
And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Hi, guys. I had a chance to find out what Scott Brooks was discussing with his players. He was not happy with their play to this point, telling them we're getting out hustled, plain and simple. There's still time, but we've got to dial up our effort. Kevin, we'll see if they have enough to get it done.
Westbrook with it, and it's Knight picking him up. Durant attacking. Rebound by the Pistons.
Boy, they've been all over the glass. Big advantage in the rebound totals.
Yeah, that's really carried them in this one, guys. I mean, those one-and-dones have really set a nice tone and let them establish this lead.
And they are spreading the floor and letting it fly, really knocking it down from outside.
And I love that gunslinger's mentality, Steve. Playing to win as opposed to playing it safe. I call it prevent offense when you try to protect the lead. Let it fly, let it fly, let it fly.
Again, Durant missing. Pistons leading by 14. Bradley kicks to Knight. And that one's good. Knight's got 31 points.
How about the field goal percentage shooting this half, guys? It's gone through the roof.
Throws it up high. And Kevin Durant with the slam.
Flawless alley-oop that time. That's some real stylish basketball there.
Almost looks like a play they've been rehearsing for a while.
Well, that's the beauty of the alley-oop. It appears that way, but really it's just timing and sort of an innate sense of awareness between two teammates.
It's Durant on the wing. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. Westbrook's got his 8th assist in the game.
Yeah, when you play against him, Kevin, the first thing you want to address is making it harder on him to go to work down low. If you let him get position inside, it's going to be a long night for you.
And another one of his great qualities is his clutch play at winning time. I mean, he loves those big moments and always seems to come through for him.
And that one's good. Knight's got 34.
He's done an outstanding job all game long. Absolutely a great job of finding an opening against the defense.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City.
Well, part of being one of the elite teams in the league is making sure you handle business when you head out on the road. And one area where Oklahoma City was fantastic last year was their record against the Eastern Conference opponents on the road. They dominated.
And a different look here for the Pistons.
Jordan Crawford.
Crawford against Westbrook. He kicks it to Durant. That's good, and so Westbrook comes up with the assist. 25 points for Kevin Durant. You know, Steve, they really were great against the East, going 13-5 on the season, but not a lot of teams gave them trouble.
Well, when you have the number of shooters that the Thunder have, it can be really hard for a team to figure out how you guard them if you only see them once or twice a year. And the Thunder took full advantage of that.
Here's Westbrook. No good.
Usually, if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points. But the defense stood tall there.
And that'll be Oklahoma City's ball as it goes out of bounds. Thunder trailing by 13. The fadeaway, and it's blocked. But they get it back. And it's Martin missing.
Well, I think one of the stories has been rebound.
Here's Bradley. Detroit, no good that time either. Oklahoma City working against the clock now. Martin attacking, looking to get back on track here. And that is good.
That's how you exploit that defense. Take the ball right to the basket.
The Pistons shooting 53% from the field in the fourth quarter. Can't ask for more than that from your offense. Crawford, no luck. The Thunder shooting 47%, pretty solid. Here's Westbrook. He gets it to fall. That makes it just a single-digit lead. Westbrook's got 12 points in just the second half. Here's Crawford. It's good, only a few seconds into the shot clock. And the Pistons lead by 11.
I think we can chalk this one up. The goal now is just to run some time.
Yeah, I think it's time to get the bus started now, boys.
Durant. The shot will not go. Now the Pistons take it the other way. At one point, they led by 16. Brewer with the steal. Jumps up. Oh,
Hammer time. Wow. Hammer time. Yeah, he went for a little extra on that one.
Well, he usually doesn't finish soft, obviously. You know, he can when necessary, sure, but not that time.
Not when he can throw it down like that.
And that replay sponsored by Sprite, giving us a great look at that one. The three from Anderson. Durant with some nice D.
Well contested shot, and they did an excellent job of not fouling the shooter.
Defense is about effort and commitment and discipline. He's a good defender because of those things.
And the foul called on Russell Westbrook. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Tough call there and a tough break for the defense.
But, you know, I think you could still see him kind of sliding in there. I don't have a problem with the call.
Cephalosha with the steal. Releases from 15. Jackson misses. And so the Pistons take the win. They came, they saw, they conquered.